Welcome back to the channel. It's United, it's Arsenal, it's Super Sunday, and it's still a monster clash in terms of the Premier League. Feels like Arsenal's title challenge is probably not quite as done as ours, but probably not going to happen. And meanwhile, United are trying to reach like 13th or 12th. To say it's been a bit of a fall from grace is a little bit of an understatement, innit? Right? Either way, options are going to be extremely limited off the bench. And it's going to be a very similar team, if not the same team, basically. Dorgu aside, because he's banned, that we saw Thursday night. But it is what it is. Right, let's look a little bit at how they play. Let's get into some of that, and then we'll talk about why they're probably going to beat us. Now, Arteta's tactical foundation is very much a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 that gives them a bit of balance when it comes to both defensive stability and offensive potential. In possession, they will morph into 3-2-4-1 or 3-2-5, whichever you would like to call it. They do that through movement of one of the fullbacks who steps into midfield, and then they push the midfield forward, looking for numerical superiority in the centre of the pitch, and then looking to overload the opposition backline. Very common strategy in football, and it's a lot of teams are doing a similar kind of thing. The build-up play is methodical, it is deliberate, and it starts from the back with a focus on short, controlled passes. It prioritises possession over retention, possession retention over risky long balls. But they do have the long ball capability in their locker if they're being pressed heavy. They look to try and go to Havertz or somebody like that that's got a little bit of physicality about them. In the attacking phase, the emphasis is going to be on movement and fluid movement at that, and rotations. Players are going to be encouraged to change position dynamically. They're going to look to try and overload someone, make you forget which of these players that you're marking. The strategy tries to leverage areas that stretch opposition horizontally and vertically, pulls defenders out of position and opens channels for penetration. Arteta's system does go with an aggressive high press that tries to disrupt what the opposition are doing when it comes to the build-up, and they try and regain possession in those areas if they can as well. It's an aggressive press to get the ball back and hurt you in those sorts of areas. That tactic generally involves having the forward line and the midfield work in unison and be very, very aggressive, trying to close down the opposition. The goal is to get the ball back as quickly as possible within a couple of seconds of losing it, if they can. And that high-energy approach does, when it works, stifle opposition, but also fuels quite a proactive style that keeps the team on the front foot all the way throughout the game. Now, in this game, they're not going to have Saka, they're not going to have Havertz, Jesus or Martinelli, probably, by the sounds of things. So it's going to be a bit of a makeshift team. You would expect the likes of Marino, Nwaneri, Trossard to kind of come in. Star man for them, probably Declan Rice. He stepped up with a bit more attacking responsibility since the injuries to the forwards. He is dangerous at set plays. Arsenal are dangerous at set plays, and United are going to have to be 1,000,000% better than that than we were earlier in the season. He's got the running power as well to exploit the lack of athleticism in the middle of the park that United are going to have, and he will be the one to prevent our ability to spring out on a counter-attack. So, big game for Declan Rice. In terms of United, it's so painful. Like, if you'd have seen the amount of times I've rewritten this team, trying to do something different, thought I cracked it. Ugarte, Mazraoui, pivot, that's what I'm talking about. Very defensive, but that was what I was thinking might be the secret sauce to get this over the line. Is it that, though? No, because I forgot Dorgu was suspended when I was writing my team out at first, didn't I? Sound. So here's what I think we're going to go with, and there are no surprises, so don't be shocked. Onana in net, Delict, Maguire, Yoro as the back three. Dalot and Mazraoui as wing-backs. Bruno, Ugarte in midfield. So when you said no surprises, you really meant no surprise. I really meant no surprises, yeah. And then Garnacho, Xerxes, Højlund. What's the other options? The literal only alternatives that you've got is, does Eriksen get a shout? No. Really? No. He just doesn't. Does Casemiro? Well, not when he played 90 on Thursday, he doesn't. No. Right. Oh. Yeah. See what you're going with there. The only other option that you've got, the only other thing that you might be able to do is give Chido Obi a start. He's not going to start him. He's just not. That's such a bold move. Now, I would love Chido Obi to come off the bench and to bag the winner against his old club. Can you imagine the fume? Arsenal fans are really digging this kid out because he chose to go to a better club, right? What a way to silence them than to come on with the game poised, 0-0, 1-1, bag the winner. Do I think it'll go down like that? Nope. It's probably more likely going to be getting the consolation goal and a twatting than he is getting the winner in a tight game. But we live in hope, don't we? Match winner for United is going to be De Ligt. Defensive set play is going to be absolutely pivotal. He's been on a real good run of form. Defensively, he is our best defender. And if we're going to gain anything out of this game, he needs to be at his best. I would want him to try and physically bully Marino because I think it can be done. As always, this video is brought to you by our friends at Hollywood Bet. And for this weekend's clash between United and Arsenal, a thrilling battle at Old Trafford, hopefully. Both teams trying to pick up some points, not having the best of form. We do have a good bet for you, though. We've got a bet boost for this game, and we are going for Timber to be carded, Delo to be carded, Fernandez for a shot on target, Wanyeri for a shot on target, and total corners over 8.5. Now, that didn't feel like crazy a bet, to be honest with you. 50-1 is what it was. 65-1 is what it's been boosted to. So if you place a tenner on that and it wins, you could get 660 quid back. And if you would like to get involved on that bet boost, all you got to do is click the link in the description. If you are new to Hollywood Bets, you can create an account and take advantage of their excellent new customer offers, which are also linked in the description below. Odds are subject to change. You do have to be 18 to participate. Remember, football is unpredictable, so it's designed to enhance your viewing experience, and it's certainly no guarantee of a win. For more information on responsible gaming, please check out beanggambleaware.org. Righty then, how would you beat this Arsenal team? Counter-attack with pace, which is what ruled out Christian Eriksen being played. That's how teams hurt Arsenal. United do have pace, even though you've got your two goal scorers completely out of form, and the one that's just scored last week isn't exactly one that's pacey. Højlund and Garnacho are the only ones that are going to be able to do this. Chido, if he comes on, it'll be late. It's poised for him to do something. I just don't know if he will. And then you got to defend the box. Squash their attacking threat from set plays. Marino is a bit of an aerial threat. Deal with that. De Ligt hopefully deals with that. Concentrate when they break into our box because they do have inside runners, underlaps and stuff like that. That's going to be really difficult for us to track. But we go in hopeful rather than expectant, I think, in this one. Hoping for a good result. Hoping to sort of get a little bit of grit into the team before we face Sociedad on Thursday, where there is actually a genuine chance to progress. But I ain't confident. Let me know if you are in the comments. Otherwise, take it easy. Enjoy the game as best you can. And I'll see you after it. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.